Living the dream. How about you?
Good, good. Yeah, I'm also doing very well, thank you. This outfit is definitely giving unicorn vibes, and I'm loving it.
Thank you. I'm always trying to bring the unicorn within.
It's also spring. We need to celebrate the season and look good. And our theme for this year is Tell It Bold and Tell It African. Other than wearing bold colors, what does bold and African mean to you?
Bold and African means having a voice, speaking up, and making sure that I'm represented on the continent as well. So I have a brand that needs to be here in the continent.
And boldness. How do we interpret boldness in light of where we find ourselves in the creative industries today as Africans?
Well, for me, again, it's really speaking out. It's being authentic and very true to who you are. I feel that you're bold when you can walk in your actual purpose and not be boxed in. You're outside of the box always.
And those that haven't met you before are probably wondering why I called you Unicorn Vibes and giving off unicorn vibes, because you are our Afro Unicorn. And we were always wanting to understand a bit more about why we're not seeing more of you on the continent. Why are we not seeing as many sort of young females like breaking those barriers that you've managed to break, generating the kinds of revenues that you've managed to generate, identifying African voices that need to be represented at the scale at which you're doing so? What are those barriers?
Well, it's always a lack of knowledge. It's never a lack of talent. It's just knowing. And so events like Fame Week and knowing that they exist and letting also Americans, Black Americans, letting us know that these events exist for us to attend so we can have an open market to be able to sell our content into the continent. I'm very fortunate because I attend other markets around the world, and so I was able to hear about this event. But had I not attended those other markets, I would never have known.
Who are the other Afro Unicorns that you know of that we should be keeping our eyes on? Who is doing pioneering work like you on the continent?
Wow. Okay, that wasn't a question that I was ready for. I just met a lady today. What's her name? You probably met her. Seema is the name of her.
Yes, Seema.
I can't think of her actual name.
I don't know her.
We're going to connect later, but she too has youth content, kids content, and it's in the continent currently.
Okay, so. I think we should scrap that one anyway. So we're gonna scrap that one anyway. Because I don't want April to share content that she's not super comfortable with. Okay, let's move back to the train on the tracks. And in terms of trends, what are some of the unexpected trends, themes that you're currently exploring in your universe that we can learn from?
One of the big things that Afro Unicorn is rooted in is entrepreneurship. So everything that I do is in that space. I have a live action show called the Miss April's Crown and Bookstore, and my young entrepreneurs, the young kids on the show, they actually own their own shops, a bakery, a fashion store, a bookstore, and it's important for me to have a show where I'm teaching young people how to become entrepreneurs. I want that to be the trend. I want entrepreneurship to be a trend.
Why?
Because it's important for you to not rely on one source to dictate your livelihood. We must always have our options open. We must always be open to pivot. The world is constantly changing, and you always have to just have something else.
Is that a reaction to the space we find ourselves in globally on the continent? Why is it a trend now, do you believe? What's happening in the zeitgeist?
Well, nothing's guaranteed. I mean, it never was before, but I am from the States, and unfortunately, under our new government, I believe at the top of the year, over 500,000 government jobs were lost. And it used to be, get you a good government job, that's your security, you'll have your future planned out for you. But we're learning that's not the case. Like, you never know, your day can be next. And so we should all be prepared.
It's something I've heard across Fame Week. It's something that I've heard in boardrooms, is that uncertainty seems to be the buzzword. I don't think anybody knows what the future is going to look like. And in times of uncertainty, like you said, diversification, trying to find different sources of income, building your own thing, taking control of that stuff, seems to be a really, really important reaction to that space as well. So it's really, really wise advice. So thank you for sharing that with us today. You've obviously going to be attending a number of sessions here at Fame Week, I'm sure, and learning from some of the best. But you obviously wear so many hats. Author, actress, entrepreneur, you've mentioned now as well, too, events goddess, TV host. How do these worlds intersect in the creative process? They seem so, to most, unreachable and separate. How do they intersect?
They intersect because I stay genuine to who I am, and I believe in helping other people. So most of the projects that I do, it's within helping other people, like even the talk show. My talk show is where I interview entrepreneurs who have taken their ideas from ideation to store shelves. So I'm sharing with the world what it takes to actually build a brand to make it sellable. And then even, like I said, with the Miss April's Crown and bookstore, I'm teaching there. Even with Afro Unicorn, I literally created a unicorn that represents everyone. So comes in 3 different shades. I want everyone to see themselves as a unicorn, because I believe believing in yourself is the greatest superpower of all. And I just want to make sure that when people are believing in that they see themselves.
So the creative intersection is you.
Yes.
It's you and your authentic view on the world, and you just found different expressions of that authenticity. And would that be advice you would give to others as well, that are in these different fields, is to find your unique self and then express that in different media?
For sure, because we always want to do things that make us happy. Like, find that thing. What is that thing for you? Find your why. Why do you want to do it? I know that I am rooted into helping other people realize their dreams.
We're going to ask you to give some advice to our audience today, especially those that are entrepreneurs in their journey. So I want you to think about that one long and hard. But before we do, obviously, one of the big sort of acclaims that you are here for, and I think people are really excited to learn from you on, is how to build, sales worth $20 million. That's like it's more money than we can imagine. It's fathomable. Is there a replicable formula? Is this something that you believe happened through grace? Is it something that is just, were you one of the lucky few? How does one replicate that kind of model? Because not every entrepreneur is as successful as you are.
So one thing I always say is that you have to build, and it's what we did. We built a grassrooted marketing campaign.
Okay.
So we made raving fans, and we made sure to highlight our customers. So if you were wearing an Afro Unicorn shirt, I would say, hey, check out Dan rocking his Afro Unicorn shirt, but be sure to tap into his podcast. And these are all the things that he has going on, and make sure you follow him. And so people saw that, like, oh, she's supporting me. So if I go get her shirt, then she's going to share my business. And that's exactly how we grew. So I would say with anything, with any brand, you want to have that grassroots marketing where you're making the customers the center of the brand. Because when you do that, you kind of get like free advertisement. You get all these brand ambassadors out there. You'll get all this user-generated content from them, and they do the heavy lifting for you. So I would say when you're creating, that's what you do. That's how Walmart, which is the largest retailer in the States, that's how they found us, because of the user-generated content that was out there with our brand.
One of our philosophies as a business is generally that community managers should actually be the new marketing managers, because they know our people better than the sort of, directors do. Is this a critique as well of modern marketing that you've seen?
I think everyone's leaning to it now. Every brand is trying to find ambassadors, and they're leaning to their community. It's no longer just throw an ad on television. No one's really watching TV like that anymore either. They're consuming content on their phones.
So you are seeing this pivot and change. The nice thing about being entrepreneurial is that you get to adapt faster to those environments and sort of move quicker, which allows you to adapt. And I love that. And then I did say that I was going to ask you that hard question about advice for young creative entrepreneurs. What would that advice be to young creatives looking to build sustainable business on the continent of Africa in the creative industries?
So I have a mantra in my whole life that's called all gas, no brakes. And all gas, no brakes for me means that regardless of what the obstacle is, you don't allow that to throw you off your path. When I launched Afro Unicorn, my son went into the hospital for 30 days. When we got out, my uncle died of a massive heart attack. 17 hours later, his brother, my eldest uncle, died of pneumonia. What? 6 months after that, my grandmother died. 30 days later, we were in a global pandemic. So when I say all gas, no brakes, I really mean no excuses. Like, you see a brick wall, you must go through it. If you know that you're destined to be on that other side, you have to do all things possible to get to the other side.
It almost sounds like you need to make friends with resistance.
Yeah. Yes, because you got to just keep going. You got to go all gas, no brakes. And again, believing in yourself is the greatest superpower of all. So you got to believe.
One more sneaky question.
Yes.
This young generation, we describe them, as they're up and coming. They know the audience. They know what they want to do, and often are quite uncompromising about their wants and needs. But the world is incredibly hard out there, and there's a lot of stress and, like you said, like a lot of barriers that come their way. Do you think they will make it through the toughness of life?
These kids are built different. I think they will. I think that this generation is definitely going to get through to the other side. They're not allowing anything to stop them, to get in the way. Like, even dealing with the political things we're dealing with in the States, I'm like, let these TikTok kids get a hold of this. Try to tell the TikTok kids they can't